Yeah, and they're going to be making the case to me. All of these teams, we're going to have one person representing each and every team in the NFL playoffs. It's going to be like a speed dating thing. They're all going to get 1 minute to make their case as a team that is going to win the Super Bowl. And we're going to start off, I believe, in the AFC, and I believe with our largest human representing a team. Let's bring him on in here. It's Lige Douzable. Lige,
yo,
what's your resume and who are you representing?
Got to go with the Denver Broncos, and I'll tell you why they're going to win the Super Bowl. When you look at it, defense wins championships. They're top 2 in third down defense, red zone defense when giving up touchdowns, and total yardage in the NFL. Got another cool stat for you, When you look at 21 of the last 23 teams that have been to the Super Bowl, 21 teams that have won it, they have all had a positive sack differential. Well, you know what the Denver Broncos sack differential is? Plus 45. That's number 1 in NFL history. And they're a battle-tested team, right? They have 11 one-score wins. When you look at Bo Nix, he's been one of the better quarterbacks in the fourth quarter. 8 fourth quarter comeback wins for Bo Nix over the last 2 years. Again, defense wins championships, and they're battle-tested. That's why the Denver Broncos will win the championship.
I see here they're also at home all throughout the postseason as well.
They are. And every team, Denver Broncos, that has gone 10-2, has been to the Super Bowl. Keynote for you right there. They started off 10-2 this year.
That's a pretty good case. I'll get back to you, but I think I'm buying that. The Denver Broncos, Lige Douzable, representing the number 1 seed in the AFC. All right, it's time to get our next one. Get out of here.
I got to get up out of here.
Case.
Speed dating.
You've made your case. Let's bring in our next.
This is, I'm going to hold my mic and my IFB because I didn't realize we were doing it this way. And if I knew it was speed dating, I would have brought you like cookies or something to help my case.
I've got my coffee here. I'm good to go.
All right,
Claudia, who are you representing?
The New England Patriots. Do I really need a full minute to talk about it? What do you need to win a Super Bowl? An MVP type quarterback, right? Well, they do have the MVP of the NFL in Drake May. And you need a good head coach. And who do they have? Mike Vrabel, who should win Coach of the Year. And I already know what you're thinking when it comes to schedule, and we will get there. The defense is getting healthier. The offensive line is getting healthier. They're going to take care of the Chargers. Then they have another home game. And then, yeah, maybe on the road for the AFC Championship. But I think they'll be okay. They were the only undefeated team on the road in the NFL. And right now, the implied probability right behind the Denver Broncos to exceed past the AFC Championship around 67%. So odds makers look at that schedule and say, we don't care. They can still do it. And yes, it was an easy schedule. Actually, the easiest schedule since the 1999 Rams. But you want to know what the Rams did in 1999? Went on to win the Super Bowl with a second-year quarterback in Kurt Warner. The best show on turf. History repeats itself in 2026.
That's a pretty good sell, and implied probability, that's next level.
You can't fight the numbers.
Well. Okay, that's a pretty good case for the New England Patriots to win a Super Bowl. All right, next up, we have someone who was
Jacqueline has a sweatshirt on. I didn't realize I could have wore Pat stuff.
To start this thing, Jacqueline had exactly.
Can I come in? How do I walk into this thing?
Yeah, just come on in.
Okay.
Wow, that's old school.
It's Duval till we die, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Sorry, keep going, Chris.
All right, from the sticks out near Jacksonville.
I'm from the 386. I'm from 45 minutes south of Duval County. Thank you so much, Mr. Sticks, Iowa.
Your minute has already started.
Crap. Okay, so first of all, we have to say shout out to Liam Cohen and the coaching because he's having Trevor Lawrence play like the prince that was promised. He is lights out. Also, Chris, who's the 1 seed in the AFC?
That would be the Broncos.
That would be the Broncos. And Jacksonville went into Mile High, went in there, hostile environment, and beat the 1 seed currently in the AFC. You got to feel good about that. Also, shout out to Pete Prisco because we had this conversation earlier. Jacksonville's not the best anywhere across the board, right? But we're really darn good everywhere on both sides of the ball. So maybe in a year where feels like anybody can win the Super Bowl, the AFC is wide open with no Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson. Maybe that's what you need, just to be even-keeled, good on both sides of the ball. Duval has a better chance maybe than anyone.
But you failed to mention that they have to start with Josh Allen.
Yeah, but what version of Josh Allen are we going to get?
Oh.
And it's in Duval. And despite being a small market team, we're going to show up, we're going to show out because we have loyal fans. It was always the Jags. It's Duval till we freaking die. And Fred Taylor is a Hall of Fame running back. I'm done.
And people will be in the swimming pool this week. So
they
we're looking
will,
forward
with
to seeing
Jackson
that.
DeVille in his Speedo. Let's go.
That's a pretty good sell on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not the best at anything, but also few holes for the Jaguars.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's something to keep in mind. All right, let's bring in our next job applicant here. It's Ryan Wilson, who is from North Carolina, but he's not representing the Panthers. Lives in New York, but you're not representing the Bills. Who are you representing?
The Pittsburgh Steelers, baby. Black and gold or black and yellow, depending on which way you're going with it. So here's the thing. Remember when Billy Beane, the Oakland A's GM, said way back in the day that analytics doesn't work in the postseason because of small sample size? That's not a bug. That's a feature for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who we can all admit have been uneven, especially the second half of the season. But before we look ahead, let's look back 20 years. 2005, Chris Hassel, when you were even somehow handsomer and had better hair. B-Mac was a rookie for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That team was 7-5, won 4 games in a row to backdoor the way into the playoffs, won their wild card round. The second round, they won against the Peyton Manning Colts in Indianapolis. Then they traveled where? To Denver, to beat a team by 17 points that no one thought they could beat. And all for that has to happen to repeat itself this time around, Chris. The Jaguars have to beat the Bills. That seems eminently plausible. And then the Patriots have to beat the Chargers. That also works. And that will immediately set up a win, or a matchup, for the Pittsburgh Steelers to go back to Denver to play a much less powerful Broncos team than it was 20 years ago. They win that game with Aaron Rodgers, who was drafted in 2005, by the way, who has a huge chip on his shoulder. Next stop, Super Bowl, book it.
You keep bringing us back 20 years. I'm going to bring you back almost 10 years. The last time that they won a playoff game under Mike Tomlin, 2016. It's been almost a decade. I'm not buying it. Wilson, get out of here. The Steelers are out. Not even going to consider you. All right, next on set, Adam T. The T stands for?
Texans.
Texans.
You know, it took me a second to think about that for a second because I forgot that I am a Texans diehard right now. But here's why the Houston Texans can win the Super Bowl. Now, everyone's going to come in here giving you all the stats, all the data. I'm going to give you feelings, all right? Because this is bachelor speed dating style, all right? In the last couple years, well, we've seen a team that is going to win the Super Bowl. They have a head coach, they have a quarterback, and they have a defense. The Chiefs and the Eagles, in their own respective ways, they had that. Look at the Houston Texans right now. DeMeco Ryans, one of the best coaches in the NFL right now. CJ Stroud. Whatever he's done the last 2 years, forget it. Because look at his rookie season. Every single person wanted to crown C.J. Stroud a top 5 quarterback. So we know he's in there somewhere. And then you go to the defense. The defense, who has 2 top 10 edge rushers, 2 top 10 cornerbacks. They're one of the best right now from a statistical standpoint. Yards per game allowed is the least since 2009, okay? So we just know the defense can do it. C.J. Stroud can do it. We know DeMeco Ryans can do it. So when you look at the whole big picture of the Houston Texans right now, they're just a team that is the hottest in the AFC at the moment, and you want to be hot going into the playoffs. The defense can travel. I believe the Texans have what it takes, especially when they have to go to a place and play in cold weather. So I think the Texans are a sleeping giant and one of the hottest teams in the AFC right now.
I was waiting until you pulled out the defense travels because the Texans will have to travel.
They're going to have to travel. And we know what you're getting with the defense, right? And I think what's like a sleeping part of the whole Texans makeup is the weapons. Woody Marks, Nico Collins. You have Christian Kirk there. You have Jaden Higgins, Jalen Noel. Like, there's a complementary set of weapons for CJ to do what he has to do. And I like the Texans.
All right. That was my bad. I gave you more than a minute, but that's okay. That was a very good argument from Adam T. The T stands for
Texans.
Texans. Next up, a team that is also going to have to travel. A team that has not won a road playoff game in 33 years since Danny Cannell was what? Before he went to Florida State.
10,
that long.
10 years old?
I mean, it was
I was 10.
Yeah, right.
I was 10.
Danny, make the case for the Bills.
Oh, it's easy. I got Josh Allen, and Josh Allen. It does feel like if there was ever a year where Josh Allen was supposed to win the Super Bowl, it was this one. Doesn't have to go through Patrick Mahomes, doesn't have to go through Joe Burrow. Now, he does have to go through a lot of worthy candidates and opponents all on the road, but do you really trust some of these younger quarterbacks? Do you really trust Bo Nix? Do we really trust Drake May? Do we really trust Trevor Lawrence yet? I'm not so sure. And this is an opportunity for the Bills to really take advantage of something when they're kind of flying under the radar. The one thing that's huge for me, Chris, is their run defense was atrocious. One of the things I thought about them was they did not want to face the Ravens and Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. That was their biggest hiccup that they have to go through. Now that they're facing a lot of teams that do like to pass it a little bit more, they're going to get it tested and challenged in the run. But to me, the Ravens were the biggest challenge for the Bills. Experience is a huge factor when it comes down to postseason play. Knowing how to prepare, knowing how to handle the media, knowing the pace of play. It is a faster, quicker, more intense level. Nobody has more experience in this Bills team. So I'm going to go with them as the veterans, and it feels like their time.
It's hard not to consider the Buffalo Bills for a Super Bowl with all those other big-time quarterbacks out of the mix.
Best value play, too, from the odds makers, too. Plus 1,000, I think it's worth the risk taking on the Bills.
And this is the most open the odds have been since 2015 as far as Super Bowl champions. The favorite right now, the Seahawks, and they're plus 420 or so. It's anybody's game. Danny representing the Buffalo Bills. I think you made a pretty good case. We have one more team in the AFC, and I feel bad for the poor sap that has to make the case for the LA Chargers.
No, listen, this is a tough spot, Chris. It's a tough spot. I just want to say I love the Sox. I want to start off, get a couple brownie points.
I love the cock shirt.
Sox. I appreciate that as well. Chargers.
You got a minute for the Chargers.
I'm going to keep it short. A lot of injuries. However, 3 boxes I need to check. Top 10 defense, check that. They're the 10th best defense. Do you have a playmaking quarterback? Yes. 3rd box, do you have a famous wife or girlfriend? Madison Beer will be on the sidelines. We saw it work with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
True.
Why can't it work with the Chargers with the top 10 defense?
Well, so what did you take, about 20 seconds there? You could use your next 30 seconds to talk about how horrible the offensive line is.
Well, so now I'm going to filibuster with Amari Hampton. Is very cool. He's very big, and he runs the ball very hard. And I do like that.
I'm not buying it.
Not at all.
I'm not buying the Chargers.
All right, how about this? Cool colors.
Great uniforms. if we're talking great uniforms, you've got me sold. But Mikey, get out of here. Chargers.
It's a tough team. I got the worst team.
It's too bad the injury bug bit the Chargers this season. Those are your AFC arguments. When we come back, we're heading to the NFC. Matthew Stafford may be the MVP. They got to go on the road in the first round, though. Is someone really going to make the case for the Panthers? Chris Hassel over here at the Super Bowl job fair, where we've heard the case from the 7 AFC teams to be considered for the Super Bowl. It is now time to hear from the 7 NFC teams. We're going to go 1 through 7 in seeding, and up first, it's the Seattle Seahawks, and we have a Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl winner here to make the play in Robert Turbin. Go ahead, Turbo. You got a minute.
Good to see you, Chris. I'm going to tell you why the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl. First of all, it's all about the defense. Very similar to when we won the title, right? Behind the LOB. This defense, I don't know if they got a name for themselves yet, but they're unstoppable. These guys are detail-oriented, and they're hard to score points on. And whenever you face a defense in the playoffs that you can't run the football on, because you can't run the football against the Seattle Seahawks, makes it tough for you to make it to the championship. It also gives you the advantage. So I like the Seahawks getting to the Super Bowl this year and winning it.
You got the 12s behind you, but you've got Sam Darnold. Everybody's waiting for him to turn into Sam Darnold of before. You're not worried that's going to happen?
Keep waiting. You'll be waiting a long time, Chris, if you're waiting for that. I think he's playing good ball right now.
Leads the league in turnovers, but that has not mattered. They lead the league in wins as well, and the Super Bowl goes through Seattle in the NFC, one of the toughest, if not the toughest place to play in the NFC. So I am buying it from Robert Turbin, who's been there and done that for Seattle. Next up, 2 seed, my Chicago Bears, but I'm not going to be the one trying to convince myself, because there's a bigger Chicago Bear fan than me here to do that. Joseph Musso, convince me, not that you really need to, that the Bears can win the Super Bowl for the first time since, well, our lives.
Chris, let me just start by saying what a thrill to be here on behalf of the Charger franchise, the team that you and I grew up loving and we still have that love for. But to you, I sell the top run game in the NFC, statistically supported by that, a quarterback and a play caller that will keep your defensive coordinator up at night in cold sweats. This isn't a sales pitch. It's more a reminder of the late game execution that you have seen all season long from this second-year quarterback and one of the finest minds in the sport. Is the defense an issue? Yes. But elite turnover creation and an offense that refuses to give it away equals those extra possessions that the Chicago Bears are going to need. Everyone not named the Seahawks is going to have to come to the lakefront, and we are one Sam Darnold moment away from finding out who's ready for a championship Sunday sub-zero on the lakefront. Chris Hassel, you know this. There is a pride in wearing that jersey, and it's about damn time someone added to it. So to that I say, bear down, Chicago Bears. We'll relive in 85. We'll do the dance again. Belief is strong. Belief means a lot. But do not believe me. We know someone that's lived it, Chris Hassel.
Hey, Musso, this is like a Step Brothers interview because it's not just you interviewing for the Bears. We also have Kyle Long making his case.
What's up there, Hassel? I'm here to make my case for the Chicago Bears to be the Super Bowl champions, the team that makes a run, a team of destiny, and I really feel that they are a team of destiny. I'll put it to you like this. Their quarterback doesn't turn the football over. In fact, the Chicago Bears have the lowest amount of turnovers in the National Football League. Their defense leads the league in turnovers. As you know, big plays are what dictate these big moments and big games in the playoffs. I also think that with Ben Johnson's mastermind style of offensive play calling and play design, they will have the competitive advantage against any defense that they play against. Yes, people had some gripes about their low-scoring affair in Week 18, but it's vanilla. We don't show stuff in Week 18. The playoffs are coming. Caleb Williams, super clutch. His nickname, the Iceman, okay? Packers-Bears, so I'm going to have my eyes on it. Talk about it.
And wouldn't it be so poetic, Musso, if the Bears knock out the Packers in the opening round? Hey, now I'm convincing you. I don't need that. Chicago Bears all the way. Let's go. Musso and Long convincing us here. Kyle Long, by the way, was in that the double doink game.
Don't do it. You didn't have to do it.
Yeah, I know. But the problem is we've got the Eagles coming up next. Mackenzie Brooks, get on in here. Lifelong Eagles fan for the last 17 years of her life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Go Birds. Go Birds.
Look, Mackenzie.
Chris.
Are you mic'd up?
Yes.
Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear Mackenzie at all?
Can anybody hear me?
You can hear okay? Okay.
They don't want it, do they?
I can't hear you. So shout. No, Mackenzie, make the case for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think it would have been hard to start the year, but you've gone through a lot of bumps and bruises and turbulence throughout this season, but it's playoff time now.
But this is what we do, Chris. We've been here. We've been here. We've had the media in our ear. Everybody's been upset before, okay? This is exactly where we landed. And how did that end up last year, Chris? What happened?
Won the Super Bowl.
Cool. And do we still have our quarterback?
Do?
Do we still have our head coach?
You do.
We have our running back, don't we?
You do.
How's our defense
Maybe
look?
you should hand it off to that running back more.
Maybe. Maybe. How about that guy Tank Bigsby? Give me 5 or 6 of these in the playoffs, okay? I like him as well. The noise is the noise, okay? The fact that we have won games and had the record we had playing poor football. We've won games without Saquon Barkley. We've won games without A.J. Brown playing well. If you're winning games without your stars, God forbid we all come together in one game. We're going to just run right to the Super Bowl again. And the path and the fact we could potentially have a few home games to get there.
Yeah.
We've been here before. We know this game. We're always going to be a little bit uncomfortable. That's how the story always goes. And I just like the ice coldness of Jalen Hurts here. Nick Sirianni just doesn't give a crap about what anyone else has to say.
The ice coldness as in 0 complete passes in the last game and a half?
And you know what? Right on. You know, you got to go low to go high again, and we're all ready for the playoffs here. I just like the noise, and we've been here. We were never happy sitting in this chair this time last year, and how did that end up for us?
I'm not going to count you out. I'm not going to count out the Philadelphia
Definitely
Eagles.
don't count us out.
They proved us wrong before, and as you mentioned, the 3 seed, and who knows what happens at the top.
And now we're rested.
Yeah.
Now our guys are rested.
True. Rested. Almost ended up winning that game. Mackenzie Brooks representing the Philadelphia Eagles.
Everyone hates us, and we don't care.
The
Go
defending
Birds.
champs, at least for now. All right, so we've hit the top 3 teams in the NFC. Who are we representing here?
I myself, Zach Aldridge, am a Carolina Panthers fan. I am
you don't need to sit down. Get out.
The Panthers. See? And it's that attitude right there of why we are about to shock the world. Okay? When no one is giving you a chance.
when they see your record at 8-9, when they think that you backdoored your way into the playoffs and couldn't even win the game you needed to win the last game of the season to get in the playoffs.
That's a fact.
Listen, all that's thrown out the window. We all are here, level playing field. And now we had someone just a few minutes ago on CBS Sports Network, forgive me, I don't remember his name, but he predicted the Panthers to lose 40-7 to the Rams. I guarantee you that will not happen. We are the team of destiny. We are a team of belief. Have you heard of keep pounding? That is a mantra for the Panthers. That's what we are going to do all playoff long. We're going to keep pounding. Bryce Young is going to throw for 400 yards every game. Rico Dowd's going to go crazy. And we have Tedero McMillan, the offensive player.
Security,
of the year.
can we please escort the Panthers out of here? Don't come back until you have a winning record. Okay?
Listen, mark my words.
I don't know how
things
you got
will
through
change.
the process.
Get out, because you're talking about the Panthers. I got the Rams, and we got to see. Just get out.
Thank you, Rand.
Just get out. Get out.
Thank you, Ray. Get out of here.
What is wrong with you?
Panthers.
Keep pounding.
No.
Keep pounding.
No. Just exit, please.
All right, Rand.
Thank you. Whew.
Rand, you're representing the Rams, who are a
Representing the
double-digit
Rams.
favorite in Carolina
Yes.
to start the postseason. You don't need to convince me you can win that game. Convince me you can win the Super Bowl.
Here's why. Most complete team in this entire tournament. AFC side, NFC side, you have potentially the best quarterback in the business right now, who's probably the favorite to be the MVP. You have a receiver in Puka Nacua who catches anything thrown in his vicinity. And then you have Devontae Adams, who is the league leader in touchdown receptions. You got the triplets in the backfield, Blake Corum, Kyron Williams, and Ronnie Rivers. All three built the same, and then you have an opportunistic defense. This defense is built to play with a lead. Matthew Stafford's going to get them the lead. They're going to turn those two edge guys loose and let them go get the quarterback. Beat the Panthers this week and roll all the way through the NFC Championship.
Yeah, I would say I dock you because you're really not going to be at home in the postseason, but it's not much of a home field advantage anyway for your Rams. So
thank you. Everyone comes in, dominates SoFi. They're used to playing silent count. Nothing new. They're going to roll. I believe in Sean McVay, this team, and what they've done. Whatever Zach was talking about, get out of there.
Sean McVay, maybe the best coach in the NFL. I'm buying the LA Rams as a Super Bowl contender. Thank you, Rand.
Compelling argument.
What a division the NFC West was this season. You've got 12-win teams having to go on the road, including Katie Mox, who I thought you'd walk in here with like crutches like the rest of your 49ers because everybody is hurt.
Hey.
You're so banged up. How are you going to make the case for the 49ers?
Well, I've got 5 reasons for you here, Chris.
Okay.
I came prepared on this one. Number one, well, I will say this. I feel a lot better if we had secured the number 1 seed with a win over Seattle. That obviously didn't happen, but that's neither here nor there at this point. Number 1. Brock Purdy is good enough to win it all. That's right, folks. You heard me. Mr. Irrelevant is good enough to win it all. And we don't even need him to carry this team. He just has to process fast. He's got to protect the football and just distribute to all of his elite playmakers here. When this system is intact, and I'm talking about the Shanahan system, there is no team in the NFL or no quarterback that is more efficient than Purdy when he's in the system and everything is intact. And intact is kind of the problem here,
That's
right?
the problem.
The health thing,
Yeah,
right?
who's coming back?
The health thing is a little bit of a. We haven't had most of our roster, and this team already has 12 wins on the season. I think all of us can say that the NFC West is the most dominant in football right now. And they went toe-to-toe with the Rams. They went toe-to-toe with the Seahawks. They split that season. We didn't even talk about the Cardinals. They don't even deserve to be in the division at this point. But when this team is healthy, they can beat you on the ground. They can beat you off play action. And they can beat you after the catch. They have so many ways to win. We just have to get healthy. Trent Williams is a little bit scary here. This defense, we got to credit Robert Saleh with this, right? I mean, he's been working with second and third stringers, but they don't need to dominate every single snaps. They just need to have timely stops. And we did see that in week 18. You can win on those early downs, force third and long, and they were able to limit what Sam Darnold was able to do. And when you look at that, like that is an offense that has been rolling. So the defense is like hanging on by a thread, but they're doing just enough for this offense. And really, we got to talk about Kyle Shanahan. Is there any coach that's more battle tested, that has had more postseason heartbreak than Kyle Shanahan has in his career with the 49ers? We're talking Super Bowl losses. We're talking blown leads. We're talking freak accidents, which is what happened in that 2022 NFC Championship game. That experience, people, is what matters. And this is probably the most hardened version of Harbaugh that we have seen in the postseason. And look, this team is built to win the hard way. They have no business being a 12-win team at this point.
The hourglass is up.
You know what?
We gave you a little bit more because we feel bad for you and all the injuries.
You shouldn't feel bad. Bang, bang, Niner gang. They are going to the Super Bowl. Okay, we thought it was going to go through Santa Clara. Maybe not, but it ends in Santa Clara, and it ends with the Niners.
This might be workplace discrimination, but I don't think we can hire somebody that's just going to be sick and injured all the time, okay? So the door is right there.
Well, you know
We're
what?
not hiring you.
Well,
sorry.
I'm going to be on Spotlight, so I'll see you guys in a little bit.
All right. Look, if the 49ers were full strength, we'd consider them, but it's just.
But you know what?
True. All right. Who's next? Oh, sorry, Pete Prisco. We already had the Jacksonville Jaguars on. What are you doing?
I mean, look, bottom line is I don't think I have any time left after that dissertation on the San Francisco 49ers. Look, I have the Green Bay Packers, and everybody's going to say, wow, why is he picking the Packers? Because I picked the Packers to go to the Super Bowl. And you know what? They still can go to the Super Bowl. When you look at this team, you know what their battle cry will be? 2010. You know what they did in 2010? They went out on the road as a wild card team, and they ended up winning it all. And they can do it again. Why? Jordan Love, before he got hurt, 7 touchdown passes, no picks in the 2 games before he got hurt. He was on fire. And he was getting it going against the Broncos before Christian Watson went down. Well, they're all back. Zach Tom, the left tackle, he's back. Sure, they don't have Micah Parsons, but they went into the season thinking they were going to have him anyways. This team is going to score points in the playoffs. And oh, by the way, if not for a blown onside kick, they would have swept the Bears, who they play this week. They're better than the Bears. They'll beat the Bears. And then from there, that offense can light it up and go on the road and win games.
I will say this.
2010. That's the battle cry.
As a Bears fan, this game scares the hell out of me because of that. Because they should have won in Chicago recently, and now the Bears, as a 2 seed, have to play them in the first game. Everybody's going to be picking the Bears. Pete, unfortunately, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. You're welcome back to the job fair anytime. Pete Prisco selling the Green Bay Packers, who he picked before the season, barely get into the playoffs, but they've got a shot because everybody does. Look at how tight this is. This is as wide open as we've seen it in a decade. According to the odds in our research group, it's the second most wide open we've ever seen it as far as odds entering the postseason, with the Seahawks and Rams up there at the top, and then the Broncos, the favorites in the AFC, because the AFC goes through Denver.